to scrap my beginning Get Ready With Me live for my party class tonight. But I'm back. I had to kick some assholes off of it, off my channel. And again, I don't like cursing on my channel, but I'm being real. They're bad for the mental health. Their names are Tony and Jack. If you see them on your channel, please ban them. All they are is talking smack. And I don't like that on my channel. Especially when I'm trying to enjoy teaching you, as well as getting ready for my last acting class. So, in other words, this is a party class. So we are going to live it up tonight. We are going to have a potluck. We are going to dress amazing. We are going to take photos. And that's the vibe I want to go with. I don't want no negative vibes today. Or night whatsoever. If you're a negative, if you are very condescending, etc., I don't care. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're gender. I don't care for your age, any of that. I am not tolerating it. Not tonight. No, no, no. See these earrings? The top ones are mood earrings. They've already gone orange, which means I've already been made furious. For one day. I don't need it. Now, let's go back to having fun. Oh, fuck. Long reach, thank God, because I need my skincare van. Hi, Dawn. Thank God you missed the earlier because these guys were talking about women's shit and whatever, and they were being very rude. And I asked them politely to leave, and they wouldn't, and they just kept harassing me. So I reported them to YouTube. Yes, this is a... I don't know how to say that, so I'll just call you Dawn if that's okay. Hi, and Kit. I'm not really good with names that are very foreign to me. So please bear with me, and I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Hi, Nikaya, or Nikia. I'm sorry. Yes, someone on here before on my channel was being harassing me. And I just want to be in a good mood. I've been in a good mood since I got up. And last day of my acting class, every day, it's a professional acting class for screen and film, is a party / class in one, and always ends an hour later than the usual class days. And it's an 8-week intensive course. Okay. There's that. Now we are going in with my SPF. I haven't done that yet, but that's because I just couldn't put any more in the face. If not, it would have slipped off. I am fine now. I'm getting ready doing my makeup and skincare for my acting class, which the last class is a party and a class all in one. No, I'm 38. And I don't like to talk about my age, but yeah. I am very, 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 yes, trying to be. I used to be amateurly in theater before, and now I'm switching my mediums to film. I have no idea what fell, and I'm sorry. Oh, it's my fan. Sorry about that. And it turned itself back on again. Okay, turn it off. No, I'm actually going to start out with commercials before I start doing that. Hi, Chick Edits. Sorry, I had to take those idiots out. Like I said, I never do a Get Ready With Me live, but this is a special occasion. And I thought I would share with you my special occasion look. But, yeah. So, feel free to follow and subscribe. The more subscribers, the better. And step 2. You can donate. That would be appreciated. I have no idea how to do that on here. You're just going to figure it out yourself, Chick Edits. I'm as clueless as you on how to do donations here, so I'm not smart in that game yet. So, okay. There we go. Sorry, we are dealing with a little bit of technical difficulties in the back, but yeah. Anyways, we are going to do something I normally don't do first. If I can find it. Take a piece of tape. It can be medical tape like I have, or paper tape, or excuse me, my eyeshadow palette's across the way. This is the palette we're going to be using. It's huge. huge palette. Okay? Yeah. And we are going to start with our eyes. I want to do a winged look. So I'm going to go under. Anyway, it's just my sunscreen, so it doesn't really matter because I don't have my makeup on yet. And I do want it nice and sharp. Okay. Wicked sharp. Okay. Chick Edits, would you like to be a mod? Hi, Dawn. TV and film and commercials, Dawn. Let's start with our eyes. It's going to be a little complex than what I normally do for my eyeshadow, but let's get started. We are going to take our concealer, carve out under the brows, literally. Because we want carved, clean brows. We don't want dirty ones. We want primed lids. And then we are going to take our fingers and pat, pat, press. Okay. Take our blending brush. This may seem a little nuts, but we are going to use four eyeshadow brushes. May seem nuts, but we're going to do it anyway. And the reason for that is because we're going to use 3 mattes and 1 shimmer. First, we're going to start with our transition shade, which is this little light one down here, which will also lock our primer in place and set it. And that's what you want to do. You want to set down your eyeshadow primer. The lightest color in your palette will be the one to set down. Now, if you have a little darker skin, go for a more medium tone setting one. Or a dark one. depending on how dark your skin is. But see how nice it is? Okay, there's that. Then we're gonna go in with our transition shade, which is this one over here. Okay, and we're gonna apply that as exaggeratedly as we can. Why? So that we have some dimension. And we're gonna pat, pat, pat. Okay. We're gonna take our blender. This is not for applying eyeshadow. And we're gonna do that. Hide a scar, but not too far. Perfect. Yes, I have a scar there. That is why my eye looks a little different in shape. Anyways, hi, Valentina. Hi, everybody that is watching. Anyways, we are gonna go in with Pug Parent, which is a very, very dark brown. We're gonna do that. A little bit of Pug Parent. You can use any browns and blues you like. This is a brown and blue look anyway. So we're gonna stamp and stamp. Then we're gonna lightly blend out. And diffuse. Now I want it to be super sharp, super dramatic because I have almond eyes and they have barely any lid. So I have to be a little more to cut my crease a little higher. But if you have a really high crease, you don't have to skip, you can skip that step. Pug Parent again. Like I said, hi Valentina. I can't really talk. And we're gonna do small baby circles to connect everything. And a light, light, light pressure as we did before. Now, I like having a cat eye. You don't have to do a cat eye. That's the difference. Makeup is very, very transformative. And very, very customizable. You can do a cat eye, like me, if you want. But that's not necessary. Depends on your style and your eye shape. And the look you're going for. I love smoky wings for parties, but that's just me. And it's not gonna stop there. Now it's not stopping here. Remember. It's not stopping. You see how sharp that wing is? That's the look I'm going for. Sharp as a tack. Now my eyes are a little uneven. It doesn't matter as long as you make them almost exactly the same. Okay. We'll just blend a little bit down below. And a little flicky flick. Okay, there we go. And then we're gonna take the color that is something blue. I'm just having disasters left and right. And my blush just fell. Great. Sorry about that. Hi, Valentina. I'm sorry. I'm having malfunctions left and right. Okay, we're going to take the color Something Blue, as I mentioned. Take setting spray, dip it in. That's the wrong color, but finally got it in the light. We're not opening the dark color. We're not touching that. The valve, we're not touching it. It's right under it. We're touching only Something Blue. We're taking the Something Blue, popping it on our lid. See how nice and shimmer effect it gives. And the color it transformed my eyes from a super dark brown to like a mahogany. That is what we want. Do not be afraid of color. Color can enhance a brown eye. Certain ones. Especially if you have like dark eyes like mine. It can enhance. It can change. It can lighten. If you have a little bit on the lighter side, I'd say go with whatever your vibe is. But I want icy. I want smoke. I want chocolate ice. Because I want my eyes to pop. Especially at parties, at weddings, anything like that. Once you got the right desired, you are going to take your clean blender brush. They're going to softly diffuse where the brown and blue meet. And then, for a kick, I'm gonna take a little bit of something blue. And soften the outer eyeshadow. And apply and soften for a little smoky, glittery effect, because I want glitter eyes tonight. And I want no bottom liner, but I want to fake out a bottom liner and make my eyes really, really pop. And connect the two. That's what I want to do. I want to play connect. There you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do it. Just take a little bit more. To reinforce. And then and that is how you do it. take your small detailed brush. You can even take a small detail brush like this. Go into your shimmer. That you used. And go over, which I'm doing now. I'm taking an extra step because I want it to be extra shimmery. I want these eyes to pop on camera. Okay. There we go. My eyes are done. Sorry, I'm getting off camera for a smidge. Putting my new palette away. Sorry about that. I got off camera for a smidge. Discúlpame por un poquito para organizar. Muchas gracias. Te lo agradezco. Now, what we do is our eyebrows. I just like to get them out of the way. So, taking the Anastasia Brow Team, because it's one of my faves. And it's never let me down. I don't care what people say about this product from Anastasia. I love it. I've heard mixed reviews on it, but I love it. It works for me. Do what works for you. That's what I always say. I don't let other people tell me how to do my eyebrows or anything like that. Now I'm going for a very 2016 laminated brow to hold up under the harsh lights of the acting lights and keep it natural, but also laminated enough that it's not going to be too much of a problem when we take photos and stuff like that. Now, I've noticed one of my eyebrows as I get older has always been thicker than the other, so please don't judge me for that. It's as you get older, sometimes your eyebrows, they change. So it's just that. Yeah. So please don't judge me for something I cannot control. Thank you. I'd appreciate it. And that is why I sometimes go back and I thicken where I need to on my right side, because it just has to be thickened. without taking the eyeshadow off. There we go. Then okay, there we go. And we take eyeshadow brush. And we just excuse me. When in doubt, go back to your same eyeshadow that you used and kind of finesse your eye. There we go. There we go. I wouldn't recommend doing this all the time, but when in doubt and your eyeshadow gets a little muddy, this is the trick that I use. This is a cleanup trick. And one of my eyeshadow, my eyes got a little muddy, so I'm using my cleanup hack. with a little more recuperation blending. See? It's not gross. It's not muddy. It's back to being normal. Under only the arch of the brow. There we go. Okay. Now that that's taken care of, we take a little bit more something blue. We pop it. We pop it. Because it's camera ready. It's party ready. It is icy chocolate night. And that is the finished look with a little bit of tweaks because I had some malfunctions while doing my eyeshadow, so I had to go fix it. But anyways, that's it. Eyebrows and eyeshadow all finished. And then we do the face. Hola, hi. Now, first we are going to do our concealers. Why do you ask? Because we're doing correcting and concealing, and we're doing that before we put our other concealers on. To take our eyes from being, you know, just and we can fix our eye makeup after anyways, so the bottom anyway. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do our spot concealers as well. So doing this, that is the Catrice drugstore one. That's for my under eyes. I am a fair warm, so I use pink and orange and peach undertone. Yeah. Your skin tone may be different. You may just be fair, so just go pink. You may be fair warm like me, so blend both. You may be acne prone like me. That's what this green one's for, to take the redness out of my face. If you are acne prone, combo skin like me, please use a green corrector. It's your best friend for that kind of skin issue. Green cancels red and all that out. Okay. We are going to use spot concealer for this, and we are going to let it sit before we do anything else to our faces to get tacky, because we want it to get tacky. We want it to erase the redness, etc. It's going to be a full coverage, yes, full coverage look tonight. Ladies. And I am a full coverage girly. You don't have to be. You can skip this step if you're not full coverage. But if you do need a spot concealer for acne and something, I do recommend this one. This is a good one. This is by NARS. It's a little on the pricey side, but the longevity of it is very good. So sometimes I recommend Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna let that get tacky. And then we are going to do our blending of the eye one. Lightly. So we don't mess up our eye makeup. Okay. And then we are going to do our face. We're going to start differently today. We are going to take a multitasker brush because I forgot my blush and bronzer one. Oh, whatever. So we're going to take the Makeup by Mario bronzing drops. We're going to warm the base. And then we're going to contour. We're going to contour both up and above, and we're going to do double contour. And the reason for that, photos, photos, photos. And it just looks better on camera. So whatever. I grabbed the wrong brush, but we're just going to wing it. Yeah, we're just going to wing it and use my contour slash bronzer brush from Sephora. We're just going to wing it because, yeah, I accidentally forgot my bronzer brush, but whatever. We just make do. Wait, let me see. Give me 1 sec. Never mind, spoke too soon. It was just on the other side. LOL. So, we're going to do this for bronzer. Sorry. I can't have that today. But yeah. Going to take this. Warm up your base. Yes, press, press, press is best, and warm up the base. Okay. Make sure it's evenly distributed. You don't want to look like a cadaver. You want to look like you. But just enhanced features. So, this is not my blush brush. I just use this for bronzer. It can be used for blush. This is a multitasker brush. I just have a different blush brush, so I just don't use this for blush. Sorry, my earring almost fell out, but anyways, here we go. Yeah. So, just before anything, we are going to do 2 contours. We're going to do this one by She Glam and this one by Say. We're going to do the She Glam one on top, the Say on the bottom. Where did I leave my contour brush? These brushes love to fly on me, so I just never know where my brushes are. Blush brush, contour brush. These are my brushes. They're a little dirty, but it's been a minute, but yeah. Let's just, whatever. I need a new makeup brush cleaner. The ones that I have just keep crapping out on me, and a friend highly recommended one. But before I get into the contours and whatever, I am gonna prime. We are gonna take, since I have combo skin, my primers, which are 3. I know it seems a little excessive, but it really, really works for me. These 3 in combination really, really work for me. I have oily, I have pores, and since I sweat under those lights, yeah. So, oil sucker by one size. Secure the Blur, also the same brand. Now, you can use any primers that you may need. There are different ones, different brands out there, different prices depending on your price point that you are comfortable with and that you or have in your budget. However, different skin tones sometimes require, skin types, not tones, sorry. My bad. My words are getting all jumbled up because of earlier's mishap. So please, yeah. Every skin type requires a different set of priming needs. I use 3 because it works best for me, but you can use less or 1 if it works best for you and you only have one specific thing that you need to worry about. If you are doing photos, Secure the Blur and Secure the Sweat Hybrid is a favorite of mine because it got me through my brother's wedding photos, and my makeup lasted all night and all day. Trust me. If you also have combo needs like me, add in oil sucker, but just a couple drops of that, and then mix in the others, like this kind of a size for both. Should last your whole face. And they're all designed to work together or separate, but I use them together and they're a really, really good team. Shout out to my friends at Ulta who I will be seeing this weekend when I get my hair done. They are some of the best in the Morgan Hill, Gilroy area, although they work at the Ulta in Gilroy. So if you live in the South Bay and you're looking for an awesome hair team that charges reasonably depending on your budget and whatever, go to Michelle and Jen and Karen. They are the hair girls, although my hair girls are obviously Jen and secondary Michelle if Jen is not around for any reason. Makeup wise, Michelle and Monique. Karen is nice and friendly. She's a friend of mine, but no, she's never done my hair. But if I needed a second alternate, it would be Karen. They're just chill. They're awesome. Trust me on this one. Okay. Gonna let that get tacky for like a couple of seconds. And then we are going to find our foundation. Michelle got me hooked on this. I had a photo shoot. It didn't go well, so I didn't take any of the images. However, this foundation, Dior, if you're looking for a skin glow and you're willing to try it and you want something a little on the pricier side, Dior. If you want matte, go to other brands like Too Faced, Fenty, which I haven't tried yet, but I've heard really good things about from some of my friends from my acting class. Others, such as that. But since we are underpainting, we are starting with the contour next. And the reason I like to underpaint and double contour for photos is because it just helps, I think, in my opinion. Especially if you're getting older like I am, and like it helps like a lot of things, like your growing nose bulb as you get older. Everyone has a growing nose bulb. One of the things that grows first is your nose. Secondary, your feet, unless you don't have kids or can't have kids like myself. But yeah, I don't really like talking about my personal life, but yeah, that is, so if someone ever asked me why I don't have children, that's why. Because I can't have kids. So now you know. And I like my nose to look super slim and my bulbs to look super small. That's why I contour like that. I want the Snatch Celebrity Contour. For my photos. So that's another reason why I contour like this. What on God's green earth fell again? Maybe something I need. Oh, just my primer. LOLs. Now, to blend easier, I'm going to use setting spray. Now, I love underpainting, but trust the process. This is hog wild right now. My skin does not look normal, so please trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Your skin's not going to look normal and your regular color yet. Where on earth did I put my sponge? Today is not my day. Anyways, this is my sponge. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this away for a little bit because we are going to focus on blush. I'm going to do my She Glam, which a friend gave me. With a little bit of Makeup by Mario, evenly coated. for a lifted effect. Okay. Sorry, I never do that with my primer brush. This was just an emergency. Okay. Foundation, concealer, contour, concealer. Okay. For foundation, we're using my Too Faced and my Dior hybriding. Because I want a glowy matte photo finish foundation today. So that is why we're hybriding. And we are almost done. Okay. Spreads setting spray so that it extends the life and makes the foundation go all the way down into the neck, because that's what we want. We want the neck to match the face. Personally, I do the neck first so that I don't forget. And then I score. Some makeup artists tell you not to do this, but I just think for me, it's just the easiest, flawless application. So do whatever you think is best and whatever thing you think will save you the most time. Use that for your blending method for foundation. I guarantee you everyone's going to be different. Some is going to do foundation first, but if you're going to do photo finish underpainting, yeah, do it, because you're going to finish off with a powder blush and it'll look so seamless. But I just like to move it and then press it. Some people say not to do that. For me, if I'm in a rush, I think it's the easiest way for me to blend and not forget. So a lot of makeup artists will tell you not to do that. I say go with whatever you think is going to help you in a rush. And I'm in a rush. So and save your palette for after you've done your face, because you may need to tweak it. Now, go in with your multitasker sponge just to get those little annoying areas around your nose. They're very hard to blend with a big brush. That's why I use a sponge for those baby areas. And fine lines and whatever else you have to endure. Sorry, my nose ring was coming out like almost out of the socket, so I had to fix it. Okay. we are going to close our foundation, which we hybrided. We are going to do our She Glam contour next. Yes, I know it's a lot of contour, but it's gonna be worth it. We're just gonna use the bronzer brush to apply it. No, never mind. On second thought. Multitasker sponge. Okay. Last but not least, concealer. This is Tarte Shape Tape. We're gonna let it sit for 2 seconds. Now that we let it sit for 2 seconds, okay. Then we are going to take our brightener by Too Faced in the shade Snow. take more foundation. The leftover that's on this brush only. And on the palette. This is why I say save. Because just in case you need a retouch. You can do so. Which I just did, and I just showed you. This is why sometimes, for these occasions, I get a little more than I normally should. Because of that situation. Okay. We're going to quickly finish blending all that out. Okay, that's just a hair mark, so excuse it. Mostly hair, but yeah, my hair's growing back, my sideburn. So excuse that. We are gonna take our Charlotte Tilbury First Love Powder Blush, not brush, blush. Evenly coat. Lock our creams in place. Do a little on the forehead. A little on the nose for a sun kiss. My blush hair. Sorry, my brush hair. My hair's just being a pain in the butt. Sorry about that. But anyways. Aside from that, open one powder, because I know one has all the powders mixed together. So this is why I just don't bother opening too many. See? You don't have to bake your nose. I like to bake mine. You don't have to bake anything. But I do. So take these techniques and do with them what you will, or adjust them to your preference. Some people just set, some people bake, some people do both, like me. I do both. In all my years of acting, even when I was on the stage in theater when I was younger, I find doing both keeps your makeup on longer and better and more long-lasting. That's just in my opinion. Take my powder brush and gently wipe off the bacon set. And that is it. Goodbye.